Hi, and welcome to Wowza Studio Sessions, live from NAB. I'm Robert Vacante, and Product Manager for Wowza, and I am joined today by Gerald and Mandy Rutledge from Microsoft. Gerald and Mandy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for Microsoft?
Sure, be happy to. Thank you for having us. My name is Mandy Rutledge, and I work in our One Commercial Partner team. I lead our global partnering efforts across media and entertainment.
And my name is Gerald too. I'm the Director of Media and Entertainment for Microsoft Azure, focusing on content creation. I spent actually a lot of time in the space before joining Microsoft. I came from a background of visual effects and animation, so I worked at places like ILM and Tippett Studios, Pixar, Image Movers Digital, so love the space and have a deep passion for media and entertainment.
That sounds like an interesting background. Gerald, I wanted to ask you, what's Microsoft's media strategy and why is Azure the right choice for people and companies that are choosing to do streaming?
Yeah, so I think right now what you've seen is Microsoft has really transformed itself into verticalizing into media and entertainment. If you look over the past couple of years, we've really started to do more and more in media and entertainment because we believe we want to be the best platform company for content creators, content providers, content distributors. We feel that it is actually a place where people can feel safe and secure in leveraging content creation and content distribution because we don't compete in those spaces in any way. If you think about how Microsoft has traditionally been focused on providing platform services, underlying infrastructure in comparison to our competitors who are actually in the space creating, distributing, and reselling their services, it is a very different solution. So we feel it's our obligation to create the best platform and enablement of those services for people around us.
So with all the experience and what Microsoft's doing, what trends do you see in the industry? What do you see emerging over the course of the next year or two? And how does Azure, in this case, enable Wowza to really provide the solution that's best to help us address those trends?
Yeah, so I think as far as trends in the industry, we see a few. So we've seen a lot of people do distribution for many years now. We see that the creators are really starting to tip in the favor of using the cloud. And I think that's going to bring a lot more workloads and a lot more work into cloud providers. One of the trends being, like archive storage, asset management, and all those things are going to be leveraged by the distributors, right? Like, so the more content that gets created in the cloud, the easier it is to distribute. So we want to enable those workloads to get onto the cloud, get it, use things like Video Indexer and other things to get more metadata to enable remonetization of old content. So I think that's all of value.
Oh, good. Well, I know that we at Wowza have partnered with Microsoft in order to do some of our cloud work. Mandy, can you tell us about the advantages of partnering with Microsoft for Azure?
Yes, and I'll say thank you for the Wowza partnership because Wowza has been a tremendous partner to Microsoft. We think about our mission in my team and in every team at Microsoft every day, and that is, ultimately we want to empower every person and every organization to do more. And our culture is one that directly believes that partners make that possible. And so in terms of how we think about partnering at Microsoft, we invest. And we invest because there are really great business reasons to invest in our partner channel. And I'll give you kind of some examples of that. 95% of our commercial revenue that comes through Microsoft comes through our partner channel. For every $1 of revenue that we generate, our partners actually generate $9.67. We have 68,000 cloud partners. Those are active partnerships, not ones on a list somewhere. These are actively engaged partnerships, and that's more than double actually all of our competitors. Google, Amazon, Salesforce combined.
Wow.
And we also know that margins coming out of the Microsoft Cloud Services business are an average 19% higher than that of our closest competitors. So all great business reasons and great data points to partner with Microsoft, but kind of the highlight of that point is we care about partners. All of those data points are important to our business as well. And so we align with partners that choose to do business with us. And we provide them very specific resources, things like account management in the global portfolio that I lead and where Wowza lives. Things like engineering resources that come from our commercial software engineering group. Very tight integration with our Azure engineering team, where we call Gerald GT, where GT lives. And we give very specific business planning around the apps that we want to bring to market. And we don't want to bring just Me Too apps. We want those apps to be the absolute best implementation they can be, differentiated on our cloud services platform. Once those apps come to market, we invest in a go-to-market plan to do our best to ensure that they're successful. And we work with our partners one-to-one to co-sell and grow that business, both for our partners and of course for the cloud services platform that you pull along with you as you sell to your customer base.
And I know that from Wowza's perspective, working at Wowza, that I've heard about a lot of the things that we've been doing with Microsoft and a lot of those services that you're talking about, that working closely with us in order to make it so that we can deploy, and for the example, ultra low latency and the trivia app that we're doing today, a large part of that is running on the Azure platform.
Yes.
Yeah, just to talk about the engineering relationships that we have, we actually, like Mandy said, believe in really deep engineering relationships with our partners. And so by enabling our partners to work one-on-one with the actual engineers that are on the platform, it actually creates very differentiated solutions on Azure. So an example is also our partnership with Avid, where they just announced cloud spaces for Nexus, and like that was a thing that we built, on an engineering level, where we had to create a new level of service for that, and to enable essentially editors to be able to edit in the cloud, to eventually distribute directly from the cloud, right? So that's the kind of partnerships we look for. That's why partnering with Wowza was so important with us as well.
And I know that the developers, it makes their lives a lot easier just in general. It makes their day go a lot more easily when they're not having to dig so deep for additional information, when they can just contact the person who knows.
Yeah, exactly.
So from a new technology standpoint, what are the things that Microsoft's highlighting this year at NAB?
Yeah, so obviously we got a ton of stuff. I talked about the Avid thing that we released. That was part of a premium blob offering that's an SSD-backed object storage. Sorry. We've also recently announced a lot of improvements to our Video Indexer platform. So Video Indexer now has the ability to detect animated characters rather than just like faces and like celebrities. It also has the ability to translate languages live, so enablement into...
In real time?
In real time.
Wow.
I wouldn't say real time.
Near real time.
Near real time. I don't want to overpromise, something, but in very near real time, you could do translation services. It already had the ability to do translation post, and we had 89 languages. I think that language list is growing and growing every time I look at it. It's pretty amazing. We have an in-app editor now where you can do like quick cuts and clips, so that like providing like rapid, clips back, and for the editorial folks, that's available through it. There's just a lot of great features and functionality from that. On the networking side, we've announced ExpressRoute Direct, which allows our customers and our partners to connect directly at 100 gigabits per second. That's direct port connections into our Azure data centers, providing the fastest ultra-low latency communication that you can get. We've also announced...
yeah, and I know our ultra-low latency solution is dependent on some of those connections in order to make it work really well.
Exactly.
Within your data centers and out to all the people that are consuming the content.
And like you were saying, like one of the reasons why these partnerships are so important to not only our media customers is because we have so many data center locations. We have 54, I believe, that are active today. We've got another 4 or 5 that are in like announcements. I think just a couple months ago we announced the global availability of our South African data centers. We're the first major cloud provider to be in South Africa, so there's 2 data centers down there. So there's just a ton of stuff that we're showing off, and hopefully, really making the media and entertainment community excited about.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I know that one of the new technologies that we at Wowza have been working on, and I know Microsoft's part of the Alliance also for SRT. So how have you been involved in the SRT Alliance, and what have you been working on in order to help advance that technology?
We are super excited about being a part of the SRT Alliance. So SRT is secure, reliable transport, right? And in a nutshell, what it means is we're able to bring bring over unpredictable networks predictability in the broadcast, right? And so Wowza has been a hugely important partner to us in that initiative. The other part of SRT that we find super exciting is that it serves our partner ecosystem. It's an open platform. So we're very passionate about the fact that we can work with Wowza and we can work with other partners in our ecosystem in an open way to provide end-to-end value in the value chain. So how we are working, there's a gentleman on my team, I'm going to call him out by name because he has done such a great job, Trent Colley, and his engineering partner, Lutful Candor, have really led the effort internally. And we are coming alongside partners, Wowza included. Haivision is another example with the SRT Hub. Telestream is a great partner that we're working with to plug into the SRT Hub. And we're able to support them in the build with process around an effort that we call hublets. Which we'll see if that sticks or not, but I sure do love saying hublets. And those hublets coming from our partners like Wowza and Haivision and Telestream and Avid and Imagine and many others ultimately will provide an end-to-end open platform solution to serve different workflows along the media and entertainment value chain. And so we're super excited about that. We're early in the work, but have announced many things at the show.
Yep.
We have co-sponsored 3 panels at the show, which have been standing room only, which was incredibly gratifying to see that our enthusiasm is shared by other partners in the industry. And we'll continue to work on our engineering and build with efforts, and you'll be hearing more about our efforts when we get together again later in the year at IBC.
Yeah, that'll be great. Well, Gerald and Mandy, I wanted to thank you for coming to the Wowza studio. We're excited to have you here. Please feel free to stop by the Wowza booth here in South Upper, and I know Microsoft's in the lower part of the south floor. So with that,
6716.
6716,
and you'll find SRT Alley right in the Microsoft booth.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And we're at 7114 in South Upper, so if you have the opportunity, please feel free to stop by. Thank you again, and this is us signing off from NAB in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Thank you.
Thank you.